Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back, and welcome to Kevys vlog number 6. And I'll be your host as always. Yeah! Okay, let's get serious. Maybe not. Hey, when do I ever get serious? So, news that's fit to print. I picked up a 1 terabyte Toshiba hard drive from my iMac recently. Not sure if I mentioned it in the last vlog, but in case I didn't, I did, see? And I like it. Not bad for 69 bucks, you know? And hey, it's within my budget, so I work within my budget and it works for me. My blue microphone. You guys know I got this nice blue microphone. Well, it now has a nice brand spanking new all-metal stand. Thank you, Blue Mic. You guys rock. Okay? And I say that because this is the original stand that came with it. Okay? Which has got cheap, chintzy plastic shaft, which even when you fully extend it and you tighten down that collar snug, and you got to really watch it. It is all plastic, and hey, we know what happens when you overdo things on plastic. But it's still, the weight of the ball still bends back at this shaft, where it doesn't with the all-metal one. You know, and it's still kind of, you know, so it's like really crappy. So I got a hold of the company, and I said, hey, you know, like I noticed that the Blue Mics actually all come with these chrome stands now. And I says, I just bought this thing like a couple of days ago. You know, it's brand spanking new. I says, how does one go about getting the all-metal stand? You know? And, because, I mean, the whole bottom half of this is metal, guys. It's just the stem I crabbed about. And they actually sent me a whole new stand complete. And it's like, awesome! I love it. And free of charge. He says, no problem. We'll cover it. Free of charge. I'm like, sweet! I also did mention, of course, about that minus 10 dB cut thing. And I said, bad idea, guys. You know, minus 3 would be great. 10, way too much. But of course, there's nothing they can do about that right now. I guess they're going to have to send it back to the engineers and see what a minus 3 does. Comparison, see how right I am. Or I could be wrong. I'm not right all the time. But I think a minus 3 would definitely be a great mic for that, for what I do for live. You know, maybe minus 10 is great if you're going to put the mic right in front of the amp physically, but I don't have the capability to do that and still make use of the microphone for other things, so this becomes a problem. You know, and I need to have the mic where it is on my table, so, you know, I'm going for the overall what do you call it, ambient sound of the room, whatever, the acoustics of the room, to work with the microphone properly, and I can't do that with the minus 10 dB cut because it doesn't even register a heartbeat on my program, even if I do crank my amp up halfway, and it's a pretty loud amp, okay, it's still not registering much of a heartbeat. So minus 10 dB may be good for what they show in a demo video that they've got. And it might work in some real life situations for full-fledged bands, but in situations with guys like me that do this stuff, you know, like this, in this area type of thing or whatever, that is way too overkill. You know, minus 3 would definitely be a much more suitable range for that, I think. And but hey, it's my opinion, you know, and I've played with a lot of microphones in my life, and you know, I think that the minus 3 would probably be the better one. And maybe for big rock concert guys, well, maybe they could benefit from the minus 10, or maybe even a 5 or a 6, you know, but it just, I don't know. But I know from my experience with this thing already, you know, the minus 10 is way too overkill. Mind you, it's clean. And what I do get to hear, which is barely nothing at full volume on my computer with my amplified sound system on here, it is clean, right? But it is also clean in position switch 1, but I also got to then watch the volume output that much more of my guitar, which sometimes can be a little bit of a, so it's like, oh, I can't win on this one, can I? So I'm learning to figure out the volume levels that I can deal with and have it still sound good and register a heartbeat on the program. So that's something you fiddle-faddle with regardless, right? The other things that are new and fit to print in the news, I picked up 2 of these awesome little mini stands for tripods for the cameras. And I can put any camera on. It's all standard thread anyways, but, you know, They have extendable legs, which is awesome, you know, so you can have a little bit of fun there. Great for doing in the trails. I actually used one of these a couple days ago when I did the Slash Bandit video, so I could drive the Bandit right close to it, which is why the Bandit looks like it's doing 1,000,000 miles an hour and sounds like a jet plane. You know, is because I was able to make use of this, and it's like awesome. I like that, you know. And for $1.96 a piece, I ain't complaining. These are made by Nextech, and I don't know if there was a problem with the price or what happened there, because they are on clearance at the source. And anyways, they're now $3.96 clearance. We got them for $1.96 a piece clearance. So we got two for the price of one. And there's still one more on the shelf. And, you know, I still might pick that one up yet and pay the $4. Oh, excuse me, yawning. I'm starting to catch up on my sleep a little bit. You know, not so much Minecraft. I actually avoided Minecraft quite a lot yesterday. And I'm going to try and completely avoid it today if I can. Not that it's, you know, uploading videos concern. It's just I really got to back away from it and do other things in life. But the stands, they work really great. I'm really happy with them. We're going to be upgrading the camcorder. We're still looking at choices. And it's going to be after Christmas before that's going to be able to happen. I'm looking at another iMac too, and I'm looking at picking up a used iMac. You know, just because right now I have no money, but I have trading power, right? I've got that HP laptop and I got my Dell Latitude 10 tablet. So I'm trying to trade those off for an iMac, and there's actually an iMac 27 on the net available. It's the exact same one as mine. And I'm thinking, wow, that would be a good one to get, you know, have two identical machines. Of course, my main machine that I just bought is getting totally upgraded to the hilt. The other one, I'll just not upgrade it, you know, other than I might upgrade the RAM a little bit. But I have purposes in mind and methods to all my madnesses in life, so that's just the way I am, you know. But certainly, I'm hoping I can make a trade deal. There's another one I'm looking at too, which is an older iMac, but I might be just walking away from that one, I think, only because I'm finding out that, number one, it can't go to more than 3 gigs of RAM. I mean, it is an older iMac. It's 2006. Now, there apparently is a way to get it to 4 gigs of RAM, but you're still not going to go past the Lion OS with it, you know, which is an older OS, you know, and it's like, oh, great. So now I'm really locked in capabilities of what I can do. And of course, you know, newer software doesn't work on older machines very well, nor does, you know, it's a vice versa thing, right? So it's like, what am I going to use this thing for in the end, right? So I'm thinking, you know, I got to stick with the more modern type of thing like what I have now. And once this one's paid off, I'm actually considering, you know, letting my wife have this one. And I'll go out and buy the i7 processor iMac, which was actually the top goal at the time. You know, I really wanted that, but it was out of my price range, you know, and credit capability. So, you know, the next computer, you know, hey, after a year of paying this off, you know, it helps the credit rating, right? And maybe it'll be enough that I can afford to get the i7 machine, unless they come up with something even faster that I can afford, in which case I'll go for it. Because speed is everything for me. I need speed. Yeah, I'm definitely a certified Minecraft addict. Yes, I acknowledge the fact that I am an addict, but I don't have a problem with it. No. I'm in denial, of course. It is a very addictive game, guys. Once you get into it, I mean, you're going to have a hard time getting away from it. We forget to eat at times. You know, it's like, and the day is gone. You get up at 10 in the morning, you fire it up, and it's like 9 o'clock at night. It's like, I forgot to eat, you know, some days. You know, you just go crazy with it. And I've only been at the game for under 2 weeks, you know, and it's like, holy crap, I really need a life, you know. No, I got a life, but I got to get back to it, you know what I mean? I mean, today was the first day I picked up my guitar in a couple of weeks, and it's like my fingers are hurting. It's like, oh no, callous rebuild time again. So yeah, but still loving the iMac. You know, I'm also experimenting with higher and higher demanding games with this thing. and it's holding its own really well, so I'm pretty happy with that. So the Macs have come a long way in the gaming industry, you know. And the i7 machine, that would have been, you know, an exact match pretty much to what I had, plus a little extra actually, because the processor is just a hairball faster to the Dell system I had. So I'm really looking forward to getting an i7, hopefully next year. Maybe if it's a year after, that's fine by me. You know, iMacs, any Macintosh doesn't go extinct that easily, you know, and they do retain their value fairly reasonably well too, unless they become dinosaurs, well, in which case they're not that worth that much anymore, you know, when they're a dinosaur. But, you know, this is modern day technology in front of me, and I love it. I'm still really liking those speakers I got, the Predators, the Edifiers. They're really good. I'm really liking them. Do a good job. What else has been happening? Well, I got my video of my desert buggy up finally since the repair. I mean, I gave it a good thorough beating, and then I, you know, recharged the battery, and of course I give it another beating on video, and it's doing well. For those of you guys who have this thing, which, in case you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, it's this beast, okay? Tighten the slipper as tight as you can get it, which means you're going to have to pull the top, pull the tranny out, and you're going to have to manually go in there and tighten it right down. Or at least, you know, try and find some way that it won't, you know, turn the wheels and overstretch, like over torque anything. Even if you pull one drive shaft off, it might help you. But tighten down that slipper really snug. Like, don't reef it to the point where it snaps, because then that's too far. But I snugged it down really, really good, and it does not slip one bit anymore. So now it's an ideal setup for beating the crap out of it. Plus, if I wanted to go crawling with it, it's not going to slip anymore now. It was slipping too excessive since that Descheny Falls incident. Even when I retightened it, you know, just, you know, lifting the lid and tried to tighten it, I could only get it so far. So I pulled the whole tranny out anyways, just to see if I damaged the slipper, and I didn't. So I'm like, well, there's something about the mathematics here, and I took it all apart in little tiny pieces, put it all back together, and I went, "Rah!" And yeah, no more slip. It's good to go. Awesome. So if you lock the diffs and you want to use it as crawler, lock the diffs up. It's going to make a great crawler once you lock the diffs, you know, and of course you're going to want to put a lower end pinion in there, because I've still got the speed pinion in it. And but for what I'm using this thing for, I'm going to leave the speed pinion in. I don't care about the other ones. And it's I believe the pitch on this is like 48 pitch, you know, so I can use those same pinions on a couple of my Traxxas machines, which is great, you know, and they're aluminum pinions, so hey, what the hell. Anyways, so that's something else. Oh geez, finally got all my RCs in from out of the studio that were in there. They're now on shelves in here, except for two. I still got to make more shelf space in here. But I didn't want them staying in the studio over the winter and freezing to death and getting, you know, crystallized ice throughout them. It's not good for the electronics. You know, whether I use them or not doesn't matter. I'm not about destroying stuff that way. So they're all in the house now. So now I just got to get all my battery-powered tools out of the studio, because you know, my studio is, you know, kind of half studio, half, you know, tool storage. So I got to get all those tools in the house so they don't freeze to death either. Other than that, not a whole lot else going on. You know, just trying to do some wheeling and dealing trading deals on the internet for stuff that I'm after, and seeing what I can get. Other than that, that's pretty much about it for now, guys. So yeah, totally awesome company, man. Don't you just love the look of that? Woohoo! I love that now, and all metal. That's great. And they have another adapter for this that takes away all the bass vibration, and I'm gonna look into that thing, because what happens is you just unscrew this from the stand, and you screw it into this other thing, which is on a suspended wire of some sort, and then you screw that into your stand, and voila! And you remove a lot of that bass thumping that could possibly happen. So if you're bad like me and tapping your foot while you're playing, you know, that tapping is not going to exist anymore, you know, in your recording. So that's another improvement feature that I can get for the mic, which I'm looking into. I'm going to take a look at their website, see what it costs, and but it won't be immediate. I got to buy some RC stuff soon. I'm just trying to straighten out some of my debts I owe, and then I can hopefully get some more RC stuff going, either mod parts or machines or something. It's been a while, I know, since I've been able to get a new machine in here. But that's the way it goes. Anyways, that's pretty much it for now, I guess. So we'll see you on Vlog 7 whenever that takes place. In the meantime, I'm going to keep jamming up videos for some RC stuff over the next little bit for you guys, because I know, I got to make everybody happy. I've got a large audience, and I got to make everybody happy. So a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit there, type of thing. And so we're going to see what we can do about some bashing vids for you guys. Because one other thing I have decided now with my Bandit, since I've been kind of scratching it up a little bit too much, the last time I had it out on the bashing video, I actually broke the screw right out of the A-arm at the back, and of course that screw hole is now useless. I got to get new A-arms, so I'm going to get some factory replacements for now, and as soon as I can afford it, I'm going to order all RPM for that thing, just to make it more durable. But I've decided that is now going to be a bashing machine, and so I got to remove all the weights out of it, which will give me something to do today. And I'm going to buy a brand spanking new Bandit VXL, okay, next year, okay, when I can afford it, and just go all Traxxas inside right away, because the Vleneon motor is a 3500 kV in the Bandit, where this I'm using a Surpass, I think it's a 3100 kV motor, which nothing wrong with it, but more kV, more speed. And I want to use this thing as a drag racer and, go around the track racing type of thing and do slalom racing with it. I don't want to have beat the crap out of it, and I started to beat the crap out of this one, so it's like, okay, I'm definitely going to go ball bearings in this one. I'm going to do a couple other light upgrades and new tires all the way around for some better buggy tires. And I've ordered another set from Banggood, which should be here by the time Jesus comes back. But they'll get here. So hopefully I picked the right diameter, crossing my fingers, and they're close enough, because they are a little bit taller than the stock ones, so I'm hoping they still balance out right with the rear ones I got. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm going to do a couple upgrades on this one so I can beat the snot out of it, and because I know, like, I love beating the snot on my RCs. It's just so much fun, and I know you guys enjoy it when I do that stuff. And I think that, this thing really deserves a good beating now, considering I am going to buy a VXL for my other purpose and just, get that over with right away, type of thing. So anyways, that's pretty much it. That's all for now. Catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.